Ready?
Okay, welcome back to the Special K podcast. My name is Jules, and this is Kristy Graham Kumabe. How are ya?
I'm good.
You good? You good? You look good.
I'm so good.
To me, you just look like the picture of health every time. Anyway.
So good. I just feel so happy.
Good. Oh, it makes me happy. I'm happy, but
feel so happy.
when you're around happy
I really
people,
feel happy.
I'm a vibey or energy person. So, if I'm in a shit mood and someone's happy around me, I can do two things will either happen.
You make them
You'll
grumpy.
go shitty and that energy gets transferred and it goes out of my body. I usually do this with my partner, Mark. And then as soon as he gets cranky, for some reason,
You feel
I
better.
get happy and I'm like,
Thank
all
you.
that bad energy has gone out. Or that person's happiness energy comes onto me and I become happy. And that's what you do to me. You give
I
me your
often
happiness.
get told that I am an energy, I control the
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
And my husband always says that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I put the emphasis on controlling my happiness as much as I possibly can, choosing to be happy every day and calm. I always use the word calm, right? I love the word calm. Like it's so important to me. And I feel like if you are happy and calm inside, it just like I have so much to give to everyone and I love giving. So my husband always says like you are the control system of this family's happiness. So if you come home in a bad mood, we all go quiet.
Yeah.
And he's like, not that like it's not to put pressure on you, but you just have that energy. Like it's so strong.
If I come home in a bad mood, the whole apartment block, the street goes quiet. Oh God!
But
I can't picture you angry or especially if something has upset you on the outside that you would bring that into your home.
Never.
I don't see that ever happening.
Never.
Yeah.
I will never, ever bring it home.
Yeah.
Actually, how can I word this one? There was an incident last year that I had an altercation or tough conversation.
A discussion.
A tough conversation with someone.
Yeah.
And I try and stay as calm as possible, but I will always express how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'd had many hard discussions with this person, and they said to me that I was the stress and the factor behind them taking their anger home and inflicting it on their wife and kids.
What?
And I almost giggled because I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And at that point, I stopped and reflected and went, wow, like you always have the power and control of your own emotions and where you take them.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And I will never let anyone have an excuse otherwise.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, wow, like we are both having an argument here. We are both not happy people.
Yeah.
We both upset. But there is no way I would take this face, this feeling, this emotion home to my husband and kids.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
And that is your choice.
Yeah.
So 100%, I never bring home anything, but even on the outside of the gym or wherever I may be, work, whatever, I really try and choose calm.
Yeah.
I don't like confrontation.
Yeah. Neither. Yeah.
And my husband and I never argue.
Yeah.
We have discussions, of course, but we never ever raise the voice to an argument.
Yeah.
I would never go to bed upset with either hubby or the kids.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't.
Yeah.
The energy has to be resolved. It has to be calm.
Yeah.
So
I'll definitely go to bed angry.
Yeah, you've told
but
me
I
that.
will not leave the house angry.
Yeah.
So I won't ever, or especially when it comes to my partner or family or anything like that, I hate unresolved issues. We can be in the same house and not talk to one another and be in opposite rooms or opposite beds or whatever it takes because we're cranky. But if you're jumping in that car to go and get some milk down the road, we're making up before you do it.
I love that. Yeah. That's important, and I think it's just always comes back to it's your choice.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like you said in the previous episodes, you make a choice to be happy.
Yeah.
And you make a choice to leave your shit at the front door, or you make a choice of what energy you're going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
And. I think we said it in another podcast. I had a time where I wasn't always this calm.
Yeah.
And I got really freaking angry at one of my kids.
Yeah.
And the fear in that kid's face, I will never forget it.
Yeah.
And it's from then on that I realized how powerful my energy was in the house and with my kids and my husband. And then to my clients and in the gym and whatever, like even in the gym, I walk in and people are like, oh, we can feel it when you walk in the gym.
Yeah.
Like there's this energy, it's positive, it's happy, it's vibrant, but calm at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. I love to give and share and whatever.
Now this is a personal request of mine. What's your quick fix to snap into like calmness? Like, is there anything that you do that goes, okay, like if you could feel yourself maybe getting like a bit worked up, whether an anger is going to come through or whatnot, that you go, okay, you recognize it and go, calmness. What's your way of like, whoosah, before you walk in the home? And I'm asking this personally because I'm trying to, now that I'm pregnant, I won't allow my stress levels to go through the roof anymore. And so I'm constantly trying to keep myself calm when when I just want to scream, that I just, but sometimes going, it just doesn't fix it.
I did have a number of instances last year that you seen that I was in a tough place.
Yeah.
And I would come home from the environment that I was in and and because I chose that I was not bringing that energy or into my home, I would sit in the car and listen to music.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And just breathe. Just
I can just, like, you don't hear from me for 2 days and you're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I haven't been able to get out of the car.
Sitting in the car listening to music. But I would be out there and my husband would message and go, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'll be in soon.
Yeah, just need to.
I just need to.
Yeah.
And take 10, 15 minutes, but
Actually, this kind of you just reminded me of something, because essentially that is your like little space, right? Years ago, or when I was on air, I always in a house, especially if I had a partner, there'd be a room that no one was allowed in but myself. And also no phones, no entertainment whatsoever, apart from like I would set meditation, like a meditation thing as background music onto a speaker, and that was it. And if I was in that room, no one, if there was a fire, let me burn. Do not interrupt. But that was my place that I would go, lay on the ground, read some books, listen to meditate, and that was essentially that. I don't have one of those rooms anymore. Maybe
the other one for me is definitely going for a walk, but music is music and breathing is definitely probably my go-to. Yeah. But going for a walk, walk around the lake and near water. Yeah. Water is very healing, calming.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I just moved closer to the water. And it's just been fantastic when I've been able to just go to the water's edge.
And that's something I use in prep too, because prep gets hard. Like towards the end, you're tired, you're hungry, So that's definitely a strategy I use at the end of prep.
I'm like, I would not bet if I was into bodybuilding and prepping like you. I wouldn't be able to be around anyone. I'd be so cranky all the time when I'm tired and hungry.
I really do stay. And I think like a lot of people back me up. I definitely stay calm, happy, that sort of thing. Yeah. And I think and people do say like, how do you stay so calm and happy? I said, because this is my choice. Yeah. I choose to do this. Yeah. Yeah. It's no one else's fault that I'm hungry. Yeah. Or tired or grumpy or whatever. It's my choice. Yeah. So so all the more reason I won't bring my hunger into an emotional outrage to the kids or anything like that. It's my choice.
Beautiful human, seriously.
So if I'm feeling a bit off, I'll go for a walk.
Yeah.
Or I'll go for a drive.
Yeah.
Or I'll just go for a drive to 7-Eleven and buy a bottle of water and come back and listen to music on the way.
I think 7-Eleven
So I
go
think
donuts.
it is a bit of a, like if it's that bad
Yeah.
and you really need, remove yourself.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. Go
Yeah.
quiet a little bit.
Yeah.
And then come back when
Yeah.
you've,
Yeah.
centered yourself again and can deal with whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you know that's one thing that I do. I close myself off from the world when I'm when I'm overwhelmed and I'm not coping with the things that are happening in my life. And for that reason, I get so worried that whatever I'm going through is going to impact the people around me because of, I just can't snap myself out of what I'm dealing with, that it's going to impact a lot of other people around me. And I close over and as much as I go, and I know it's probably one of the worst things for me to do for myself, I still bloody do it every time.
I think that's a really hard one to deal with, but I also think it's really important that you have someone that even in times like that you feel like you can open up to. And I think actually I was talking about this with a client the other day, and because she has a best friend and I know both of them very well.
Yeah.
They're very, very close.
Yeah.
And the best friend is going through a bit, and she's always also going through, some struggles as well. And she's like, I don't want to talk to my friend about this because I'm going through struggles and I know she's going through struggles, and I don't want to put any more stress and pressure on her because she's going through what she's going through. Yeah. And I said, I totally understand that, but how about we take a step back, and as friends and people who love each other, especially friends, like friends are with you through everything, right? Through boyfriends, breakups, deaths, sickness, pregnancies, childbirth, and sometimes husbands aren't, but friends, like a really, really, really close best friend, they are with you no matter what fuck up you do, what mistakes you make. They're like, it's okay, let's fucking fix
How
this.
are we going to deal with
this? Or did they hurt that? All right, well, I've got the shovel, let's go. They are with you through thick and thin. And so I reversed it on her and said, how would you feel if she didn't open up to you and tell you, even though you're going through stuff, how would you feel if she closed off to you? And she's like, oh my God, I'd be devastated because I would feel like that she doesn't trust that she can open up to me no matter what. And I said, so now reverse that back, and she's, going to be, even though she's going through something, she's going to be just as worried about you as you are about her. Yeah. So it's a hard one, isn't it? And it's a really hard one to get over. But I think even just that one or two people that are so close to you, even if they're going through shit or you're going through shit, it's never a burden.
No,
never. It really is. And as much as you think it is, sometimes it's a relief for that person to go, okay, oh fuck, that's really fucking shit. But I'm here for you. I can't do anything for you, but I'm here for you. And it's a relief from them, because then they know that they're your best friend. Like it's special for them too.
True. It is hard when you're in that moment though. When you're in that moment, you're like, and also too, talking, even though it's great to talk about things, it's also like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm already fucking dealing with it, and I don't want to have to explain it, to explain what's going on, because like, fuck, what can I do? Especially if you're stuck in that, like, I don't know what I can do, or if it's just a time factor of something that just needs to slowly change over time. So I totally get that.
But then talking to someone who is not going, like someone like that, talking to someone who is not going to judge you, he's not going to, strongly put their opinions or forcefully say you should do this or do that. But like I said before, just give you options. So have you thought about this, or what about this? Or maybe they're feeling like this. That's why they're reacting like that.
When you're in your own head, sometimes you don't think of it. You can't think of any way out. Like there's like, it almost just feels like you're doomed. Like you're like, what the, So anyway, that's not what we were talking about in this podcast.
But that was a good little chat.
No, it was. But we will get into your prep now, pretty much 6 months out. If you're planning on going on stage in July in America.
Yeah, July, August was what we were looking at. Yeah. So when we first started talking about this, when I first signed on with Alex, which we've been working together now for 4 months.
4 months, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as I've been pregnant.
Yeah.
That's how you can really...
Yeah. No.
I'll be like, happy 9 months coaching anniversary when I give birth.
So funny.
Yes.
So what was I going to say?
So you've been working with him for 4 months.
And so when we first started talking about competing, the goal is Olympia.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the big goal. That's in October. So literally now we need to get the physique in a position that's ready for Olympia.
Yes.
Standard quality.
Yeah.
Because if I compete August, there's not a lot of time between August and when I finish competing in August and October Olympia. To make huge changes to the physique.
Yeah.
We can little
tweak
bit,
it,
but
yeah.
I'm talking weeks. So there's not a lot of big changes that we can make to the physique. So I needed to know that he was confident that I would be in a position to be competitive at that standard before we started prepping. Yeah. So originally he said we will make the decision around March-ish if we're ready. He's already super happy with where we're at. So he's said, okay, we're go ahead.
Yeah.
So which is really cool.
Yeah.
Like
that's going to give you a lot of confidence.
A lot more confidence and I get excited because I can start making plans. Yeah. So even looking at comps and whatever, and there's a couple of comps like either end of what I was looking at, and so now we're just deciding whether, and I'm not announcing exactly which comp
shows you're going to go
I'm going to do. One, because I haven't decided 100% yet. But July, August.
Yeah. Plus, we don't want anyone else going there just to
to roll me over.
Yeah.
But I mean, essentially, there's not going to be a secret because I'm going to keep posting my physique update.
Yes.
So people are going to know that I'm dropping body fat. So there's and we will decide a little bit closer of which shows we're actually going to do more around the logistics because I have to travel overseas.
Yes.
And the comps, I'm trying to work out or decide comps back to back so that I have a number of chances at getting that Olympia qualifier. Obviously, the goal is just go win, 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 and off I go. But and so but
were you so if you do July, August shows over in America, will you come back or will you stay there?
I will come back.
Yeah.
So go over probably a weekish before the first comp, 5 to 6 days before the first comp, and then stay for the whole
until your shows are done.
Until those shows are done, come back, and then I think I'll have about 6 weeks here and then go back over from here. So it's too long to stay over there unless someone wants to
house you?
Yeah.
Put you up?
Yeah.
Preferably rich, on the water or somewhere in a big mansion.
With a big private gym and private jet.
And a private jet too, so you can come home and see the husband and kids.
Yeah. Why not? I'm sure there's someone out there that would like to.
Absolutely. Help a sister out.
So, there's actually a lot in the pipeline now, like looking at sponsorships and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We had a chat about running a few events because it's expensive to do all of this.
How expensive is it? Because I could even give you a ballpark.
Look, I think truly, like if I was to pay for absolutely everything, bikinis, comp registration, hair, makeup 10, accommodation, food, registration fees, what else is there? That's about it. Flights.
Yeah, accommodate.
Everything.
Yeah.
So for July, August, if I was to do 3 or 4 comps, it may cost me about 30 grand.
And she hasn't even bought any food yet. Wow. Okay.
Because everything's expensive.
Yes.
Like each comp is going to cost. Each comp I need hair, makeup, and 10.
Yeah.
Each comp I need registration. So then there's accommodation. So that's why.
So you really can't half-ass this shit. Like not when
it's a big investment.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So I'm lucky enough, I've got Glam Fit on board with the bikini sponsors, which they're the top of the top. So I'm super lucky with that.
You can see them in the posters behind us.
And I've actually already put the design prints through for bikinis. So.
Oh, I'm going to ask you what colours at a later podcast.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that we do talk about with the bikinis a lot off camera is colours and which colours you're going to go and what makes the bikini pop.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So it's a big thing, but I feel like because I'm in this place now that I am, which is totally different, and the way that I'm feeling, the energy that I have, the positivity that I have, and I feel like new doors are opening. And my eyes are opening too. So I always say doors don't open unless you're open to them opening.
Absolutely.
Right? It's like relationships, it's anything, opportunities, whatever. If you are not open to it, you actually won't even see the door.
Yeah. And if it's jammed, just kick that fucker down. You know?
If you want
you
it,
really want it. If you really want
I love the saying of a lot of people. I can't remember the saying exactly, but it's essentially a lot of people see a door closed and think it's locked.
Yes. Yeah.
And you don't know. Oftentimes it's not locked. You just have to twist the handle and push.
Knock knock.
Yeah, and it opens. Yeah. So it takes your initiative to try the door.
Yeah.
But a lot of people. And it's a huge percentage go, doors closed, it's locked, can't go there.
100%.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm starting to see a lot of doors and I'm just trying to open them, which is really cool in business, collaborations and stuff like that, which is exactly what I need going forward, into this and growing as an athlete and business and all of that sort of thing. So hopefully over the next couple of months, you'll see like a lot more. And we can share a lot more
get in
of that.
touch if you would like to sponsor.
So 100%. Like even down to smaller companies, like the place where I go every single Sunday for a coffee and an end of what I'm like, they're like, how do we support you? How do we help you? You know? And I was never open to that before because I didn't think that was a thing. But obviously I didn't put out the energy that I wanted people to join my team and support me and whatever. And they're like, we want to support you.
Maybe we can start a GoFundMe. So they're like, you know what I mean? Like people that do want to donate, who don't have a business or can't sponsor you in a certain way.
I think a lot of people do. Like, but then there's that stigma around, GoFundMe is like scavenger hunting. Like, there's, I don't know. I actually don't know why there is that stigma around that. It's not. I think it's a beautiful way to support it. Now that I'm open to that, actually talking to different companies, they're like, well, send us through your sponsorship deals. Like, how do we support you? Like, we want to see you go and keep going to the top, which is, it's so cool.
Yeah, it really is.
It's really, really cool.
You're going to get there, girl. I said it last year. I said it when we started.
So that's on, and then, business as well, and then podcast, and that we'll keep doing that. And it's really cool.
You can also sponsor this podcast.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
We can have your logo right here, or actually maybe just right down there, there's plenty of opportunities.
Time is ticking, and so prep will have to start. At some stage. So right now I am still growing.
So the bulking phase.
We say bulking, but like as I said before, like I've never experienced this type of coaching. It's a new coaching style, which I'm so excited. I'm just writing it. And when I signed on with Alex, it was like, we're going to keep you quite lean, in condition, and build in the areas that we need to build. And which we have. Like I had a DEXA scan 3-4 weeks ago now, and I was sitting at 10% body fat, which is not much. It's still really low. So to be sitting there at your stage, your max bulk in the biggest time of your building phase, like I'm so excited of what we're going to do and how he's gonna navigate through the prep. So I'm really, really excited to take that on.
So as much of your like, how different is your diet, your eating, and your workouts now, like going into prep?
It actually doesn't change.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, I love to keep everything just steamrolling.
Yeah.
Food might change a little bit. So this is something that I've always done my own food, as in coach would give me macros. I've done all my own food.
Yeah.
This time I'm doing complete control over and going on a meal plan, which I've never done. Yeah. So even that, to start off with, was like, oh.
But also too, it would be weird that also like it just stops. It allows you to focus on other things in your life rather than going.
It really does.
Because everyone knows that meal prep on your own, like it can become quite tedious.
Well, I changed it. Like I would, even when I had macros, I'd write my own meal plan and I'd stick it. Eat the same thing day in, day out anyway. But it's more, you're going to a higher level, so you need a higher level. And we are optimizing on timing, intake and the nutrition intake and the micronutrients, everything is completely mapped out. It's fascinating. And I think that is correlating and playing a part of how I feel. Definitely. The food that I'm eating, the timing I'm eating at, the way it's formulating in my body, the way my body's using the energy. My training is really good. So I think that has definitely played a role. It's definitely played a role. Like my waist has come in quite a bit. Whether that be inflammation, whether it be what I'm eating, whether it be stress reduction, could be a whole.
Well, we've spoken about this before, how much your gut actually plays a huge part
role
on everything that goes on.
Huge role. Your gut is, they say your gut is your second brain, but I would fight that it's actually your first, because your gut actually has more connections to your nervous system than your brain. As in actual connections,
well,
physical connections around your gut.
The gut feelings, the gut instincts.
They're actually a feeling.
There's a real, they're so real, you know.
So I actually have a doctor coming on to talk about that.
Yes, we do too.
Which is really, really
exciting.
cool. I'm like, make sure you speak English so that I can understand.
Put it in layman terms.
In layman terms, which we will try and do like that. Things like that are so fascinating, when you get a bit of an idea. And I think that actually the knowledge about all of those sort of things helps you be more accountable to eating the right foods and making choices around what you eat and what you do and how you feel. And it just makes more sense when you have that knowledge. So, prep will start soon, and food probably won't change. Just the amount of it will change. It'll be less.
Like I said, I'll take those extra calories on board.
So usually, and I just say it'll be carbs. They'll just chip away at the carbs because I'm eating a lot of carbs. We keep our protein really, really high. Keep our fats high, so the hormonal health is really good. Which my hormonal health now is like perfection, and clockwork, which is fantastic, and protein stays really high so that we maintain as much muscle as we possibly can. The idea is to continue to build right into the show. And so that's a science game. It's a game of food, nutrition, supplementation, and then the training. I have to push the training. So a lot of people have this thought that as the calories decrease, your strength is going to decrease and your training becomes harder. Yes, training becomes harder because your energy is less.
Depleted,
you're depleted, but you have to push those weights. Like obviously keeping it safe, but I am one of those that I'm anal about every single session I progress. The weight has to go up, or the tempo has to come down, or the reps have to go up. Like there has to be some form of progression, and I do that right through to the stage. I work too hard to put the muscle on. I don't want to lose it.
100%. There's nothing, and I was just talking to this briefly with one of your clients that you had earlier when you were getting dressed. I was like, there's nothing worse, especially like she was talking more about her back, and she said like 2 years ago it was just in pristine condition, and then she's had surgery and it's not there. I was like, the good thing about it is like, you know, you you can do it and you know you can get back there. But it is so disheartening when you're looking back at photos and things like that of what, you know, you look like, and it can be disheartening. But the good thing about it is if you've done it once, you can do it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When I had shoulder surgery, actually someone the other day said, how long does it take to lose muscle if you weren't working out? I said, well, one factor is, are you completely bedridden or are you still doing day-to-day activities? That plays a big role in how quickly you're going to lose muscle off your body.
Yeah.
Say me like this, and I took some time off for an injury or whatever it may be.
So a month, like 4 weeks?
So it's usually 4 weeks. So with my shoulder surgery, the first 2 weeks, I literally just laid in bed and healed.
Yeah.
Like I was just adamant that I was going to heal. And I know that healing happens when you're asleep.
Yeah.
So I would get up, I'd eat, and I'd go back to sleep.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks, I was pretty much stationary. I'd go for walks, to be a bit active.
Yeah.
Then I'd just go home and go to bed.
Yeah.
After I had shoulder surgery. After about 2 weeks, I started moving a lot more and doing round house, whatever. At that 4-week mark, I remember looking in the mirror and just going, oh, bye-bye left-hand side of my body.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it was literally, I think it was a 3.5 to 4 week mark. And I swear every day, because I wasn't using my left hand side whatsoever, I was like, every day I was like, oh my gosh, it's just falling off.
Yeah.
But you're not using it.
Yeah.
So your body doesn't need it. And to hold that much muscle, takes up a lot of energy.
Yes, yeah.
So your body's actually doing exactly what it should do and getting rid of an energy waster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
You're not using it, so why would I need it?
So why do I need it?
Yeah.
So it's around that 4-week mark if you were to do
damn it.
absolutely nothing.
Sure, it's not 16.
Pretty
I'm
active.
gonna get there.
But it comes back. Muscle memory is an incredible thing. It's so real.
So
and
tell me
I was gobsmacked.
Can you explain how that works? Explain to us how muscle, because I know, I shouldn't say, I've heard about muscle memory, but what does it actually mean?
Well, muscle memory is just like riding a bike.
Yeah.
Right? So you ride a bike as a kid.
Yeah.
And the nervous system, your physical system know exactly what it's doing.
Yeah.
And so then you don't ride a bike for 10 years.
Yeah. So you don't have to be taught anymore.
You don't have to be taught. The system, the actual system and the messages of how to do something and what needs to be done to do it is there.
Yeah.
Right? So then when you go and ride a bike again, you're a bit wobbly to start off with. And then all of a sudden...
It's like you never stopped.
It's like you never stopped.
Yeah, okay.
And muscle memory is a similar thing.
So that means you build muscle back quicker?
You'll build it back quicker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why, like a lot of people who get into, say, bodybuilding, they might come into the gym, or one of the questions, if someone comes to me and they want comp prep with the coaching, one of the questions is, have you ever bodybuilded before?
Yeah.
What's your experience? Blah, blah, blah. If it's a no. The other question that's really important is, have you played sport in the past?
Yeah.
To what level did you play sport? And what sport did you play?
Yeah.
Because there's already a system inside their body.
Why they ask those questions?
Yeah. You already have that. That
muscle memory. Yeah, you would have that muscle memory.
And they will probably build muscle and have a system inside of them that will maybe put them at an advantage for building muscle and being in the gym.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Thank you for that. Oh, like I said, I've always heard of muscle memory because I'm someone who goes on these like ups and downs of, you know, my journey of staying in fitness and then coming out of it. I was always interested of actually how it worked, but never looked into it. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So.
Okay. All right, so this is going to be an exciting, but big prep. So, and we're going to learn a lot too, because this will be new for you.
It will be different to however, and I'm super excited to share it.
Yeah,
super excited to share how I'm moving along and how I'm growing. But we will still keep growing from now. But I dare say in the near future, the calories will start being decreased, and we will start prepping for stage.
Is that the shred stage? Would that be cutting stage?
Say cutting. Yeah. But for me, like it doesn't really change anything.
Yeah.
You know, and I always say I'm always in prep.
Yeah. I was going to say that. Yeah.
I say I'm always in prep. I'm always preparing, so nothing really changes. The mindset doesn't really change.
Yeah.
Like it's just how the amount of food you're consuming and the output that you're doing. So cardio might come in, whatever, but I actually don't know.
Yeah.
I am excited for it because it's going to be a new experience for me. So, yeah.
Amazing. Well, it's exciting. This is going to be an exciting year. Not just for us two, for you too, I believe so.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be a different kind of year for a lot of people. But we're going to see the changes, right in front of our eyes with you. And me, I guess, just in a different way. I'm bulking for different reasons. I'll be cutting after July. But yes, we're going to wrap this one up. But thank you for joining us. And we're going to have this year leading up to comp is having a lot of awesome guests coming on and explaining a lot of things. So I think it'll be really insightful and really educational for all of us.
Yeah.
We're going to get skilled.
Upskilled.
All right. Love you guys. Mwah. Ready?